Firstly, how many countries have you lived in, and why do you move about so much?
So I've lived in 7 different countries, USA, France, Qatar, South Africa, Ukraine, Australia, and now the UK. And I move around a lot because my dad's an engineer. He's a project control manager, so every time a project ends, we have to go to a new country, and that's about every 2 years that we do that.
How difficult was that first move?
Like I was only 6, so I didn't really understand what was going on at the time. Like Dad just came home one day and was like, "Oh, we're going to the US now." So that was fine, you know, like my whole family went. And I think the most difficult bit was coming from France, having to learn English. But at that age, you go to class and you have to, so it's fine.
Do you have a country you wouldn't want to live in again?
Yeah, Ukraine was not very enjoyable for me. I stayed there for 2 years. On top of it being very cold, minus 35 degrees. I lived there when I was 14 up until I was 16, and at that age you kind of need a social life, you need to make friends. And since I didn't speak a word of Russian, I was homeschooled, and so I had to stay at home with my family every day for 2 years. So wouldn't do that again.
Worldwide, what's the most incredible thing that you've seen?
I loved South Africa. On top of the people being amazing, the landscapes and the scenery are just to die for. There's, Table Mountain, it's pretty known, and then we've got Cape Town, Durban, Joburg. Like they're so different, but also on top of the scenery, there's just the wildlife. And you go to a game range and you stay in your car and you're 10 meters away from a lion eating its food. It's awesome.
And are there any countries in the future that you would like to live in?
After having lived in Australia for 2 years, so far away, I would love to come back to Europe, closer to France, Germany, Italy, places like that, because I think that they're so beautiful and they've also got so much culture. Australia's pretty new, I feel like, so there's not much history there, and I think Europe is very good at that, at being pretty historically nice. So yeah, I reckon Italy would probably be my favorite place to go next.